I am testifying on behalf of the people of Texas 30 and frankly all the people that have any sense or any compassion in the state of Texas. And I'm old enough to remember when Texas lawmakers took pride in not being DC. I'm old enough to remember how you ignored the voices of people during the last redistricting. I'm old enough to remember that we were assured that we would have our own map done from the Texas House, yet we didn't. Instead, we took the Texas Senate map. I'm old enough to remember that we were assured that we would have 2 new seats, one in the DFW area and one in the Harris-Fort Bend area. I am old enough to remember that we acknowledged that the Latino community absolutely was entitled to another seat under the Voting Rights Act. I am old enough to remember when we fought the current maps because while 95% of the growth was due to people of color, not only did they create 2 new Anglo-majority seats that are approximately 766,000 people each, y'all paired the 9th and 18th congressional districts and we had to fight to unpair them. I am old enough to remember that I testified in court about a month ago and the state took the position that they didn't consider race when they created the maps that we're currently sitting under. I am old enough to remember that this legislature has consistently been found to be intentionally racially discriminatory in the drawing of its maps ever since the Voting Rights Act was enacted. To comply with the Voting Rights Act, we should have 60% of the seats that allow people of color to elect their representatives. That would be 24 seats. Instead, we currently only have 14.
So Jasmine Crockett said what she said, and I'm sure you could feel the fire coming through that microphone. But here's the thing. This isn't just about Texas. What's going down here is going to be the playbook for how Republicans across the country are trying to rig the game before next year's midterm elections. So here's the backstory. Donald Trump is realizing how unpopular his policies are nationwide, and he's scared of the consequences in the 2026 midterm elections. So he called up Texas Governor Greg Abbott and said, create 5 new Republican seats as a way to guarantee that they keep the House. And as a result, Governor Hot Wheels rolled on over and called a special session in the Texas House to vote on new Republican-favored maps for the state. And they're not even trying to be slick about it. They're blatantly out in the open trying to steal these seats. And they know Texas has been trending more purple. Cities are getting bluer, younger people are coming out to vote, and communities of color are growing fast. So instead of winning voters with, better policies, they're trying to choose their voters by literally drawing the maps to guarantee Republican wins. But since the Democrats don't have the votes to block it, I'm sure they didn't count on Jasmine Crockett and House Democrats still finding a way to be able to throw a monkey wrench in their plan. So in the Texas legislature, you need something called a quorum to hold a vote. Basically, you have to have a minimum number of lawmakers physically present in the room, 2/3 to be exact. There's typically 150 members, so 100 must be present to have a vote. If all 88 Republicans are present, then they would still need 12 Democrats to meet that quorum. The Democrats said, bet, what if we just don't show up? Using that as a way to fight back, they packed their bags and fled the state. Literally, they got on planes and headed to Chicago to break quorum and stall the vote. It was dramatic, it was bold, and it was exactly the kind of middle finger to voter suppression that our country needs to see. And our girl, Jasmine Crockett, she was front and center, holding press conferences and dragging Abbott's plan for filth and reminding America that if you can't win fair, you don't deserve to win at all.
Been asking, where are the Democrats? Well, here they are. For everyone that's been asking, where is the fight? Well, here it is. But let me tell you something. Don't leave them out on a ledge by themselves. They need to know that you, the American people, stand with them because they are standing for you. There's so many people that they will never meet, but they understand the importance of making sure that they have a voice when it comes to their government. They understand the importance of standing for what democracy is and making sure that it does not fall by the wayside. They understand that we have a Timu Hitler in the White House right now that thinks that he is going to become the dictator of the United States. Well, I got another thing to tell you, sir. The Democrats, no matter whether we're talking about these Texas House Democrats, or whether we're talking about the governor from Illinois, the governor from California, or whether we're talking about New York, or I can go through the states and it's not just the governors. It is the state houses. It is the state senators. It is those congressional delegations that are saying, do what you gotta do, and I will fight, and I will win, and I will earn my seat back to the people's house in D.C. I am here to tell you that time is up for playing in our faces. The Democrats are not going to stand for this any longer. We know that we are standing for the people, and so long as we stand for the people, I absolutely believe the people are going to stand for us. So I just want to be clear. Do whatever you can to support these heroes, because they are the ones that had to leave their families. They are the ones that have warrants out for their arrest. They are the ones that are doing things that, honestly, a lot of other people do not have the audacity to do. So make sure when you talk about them, press, put some respect on their names. I appreciate it.
So yeah, Jasmine Crockett's message is very inspiring, but it's also a warning. If we don't continue to pay close attention to these redistricting fights, we're going to wake up and realize the game's been rigged and we may not have another chance to play fair again. Because when politicians start choosing their voters instead of voters choosing their politicians, we've already lost the democracy we're trying to save. So I urge you to do what you can to fight back. Donate to help the House Democrats' cause at texashousedems.com. So stay loud, stay engaged, and don't let them draw us out of our own democracy. If this video resonated with you, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to reach my first 200 subscribers. Until next time.